Hello, everyone. This is Freya Crawford, the Mount Washington Medium, and I'm really excited to kick off our very first series of 2023. And this is the You Might Be an Empath If series. So, starting today, releasing episode 1, we're titling First Things First. To begin, the inspiration behind this series really comes from working with a number of people over a number of years who have had abilities of some kind and truly been unaware that they have these abilities. And what I find particularly with empathic abilities is those who have them that go about their day-to-day life experience oftentimes experience mental, emotional strain, and even physical strain because they have these abilities without the information and the guidance needed around these empathic abilities. So in terms of the objectives of the series, we have the roadmap right here for you in this first episode. We'll provide you with the essential information regarding empathic abilities. So first things first, the basics. After that, we will begin to conduct an interactive deep dive into qualities and attributes commonly associated with empaths. So this is interactive with you. You'll be answering some questions that we pose throughout these episodes. And following that, we will guide you through a self-evaluation to help you understand if you're an empath. And if so, provide you with those essential tools needed, the essential things to have in your toolbox as an empath. And we'll provide some guidance on exploring your empathic abilities if you have a desire to do so, growing and expanding those abilities if you're interested in doing that. So what is an empath? There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of different definitions. For this series, we'll be defining an empath as a highly sensitive person who takes on the feelings of others as their own. So this goes beyond sympathizing with others. It's feeling the emotions within your own body. Empaths rapidly understand how someone else is feeling. An empath can often just look at somebody and know how that person is feeling. And empaths are generally always trying to help in some way, shape, or form. So they give their energy to others. They extend themselves to others, stretching themselves too thin in some cases. So they're always trying to help, but it can be to their own detriment at times. Empaths are often the keystones in their family or social groups. So they're the person that everyone comes to for everything, or they're the person that people lean on. Empaths may find it difficult to spend time with many people at once, especially if those people are experiencing negative emotions. So empaths may tend to shy away from large events or large gatherings. And again, empaths love to help others. They are wonderful listeners, and they tend to provide constant, continuous support for their friends, family, loved ones, all who they hold near and dear. And an empath often feels more than the emotions of others. Empaths are often highly intuitive and can even sense the physical symptoms of others around them. different types of empaths. So there are 3 types of empaths, and this is according to Dr. Judith Orloff, a very renowned psychiatrist, intuitive empath, and author of The Empath's Guide to Survival: Life Strategies for Sensitive People. This book is a good resource, good for anybody interested in learning more about empaths, or if you find at the end of this series that you have empathic abilities, I would recommend this book. I am not affiliated with Dr. Orloff. I'm not affiliated with this book in any way. I don't get anything for recommending it. It just furthers the objective of this series, which is to bring forth helpful information to you. So according to Dr. Orloff, 3 types of empaths are physical, emotional, and intuitive. So very brief summarized definitions of these 3. Physical empaths pick up information with their bodies. So for example, they can pick up on the symptoms of an ill or injured person around them. So this would be what we may call sympathy pains. A physical empath would experience these types of sympathy pains or sympathy illness far more often than someone without empathic abilities. And again, they take on these symptoms as their own. Emotional empaths pick up on the feelings of others, again, taking on those emotions as their own. Emotional empaths can also pick up on the emotions of a location or emotions attached to a particularly significant object. Intuitive empaths have a high degree of intuition. They have the capacity for telepathic communication. Intuitive empaths have the capacity for communicating with animals and plant life. They receive feelings or intuitive vibes in the body as signs, and may even receive information in dreams. So one important note I wanted to make here, most empaths that I've encountered in my 20 some odd years of working with people are a combination of these 3 types of empaths listed here. So as we go through this series, focus primarily on your own experiences and don't get too hung up on the definitions. Knowing these definitions are helpful as we go through this series. You may find that you lean more towards the physical empathic side, or you may find that you're more intuitive. So it's helpful to know, but again, in my experience, most empaths are a combination in varying degrees of all 3 types listed here. A quote by Dr. Orloff that I love: empaths are emotional sponges. They tend to absorb what's going on in other people. They don't have the regular filters that other people have, and so everything comes in. Everything comes in. So if you think of a sponge, it will absorb any liquid that's around it. That's the empath, absorbing any emotion, any energy that's around them. Some recommendations as we go through this series. As we get into the next bit of content, episodes 2 through 10, that's when we're going to begin this deep dive into specific qualities and attributes of empaths. We'll also be giving some examples of situations and the types of responses an empath may experience. One of these qualities or attributes alone does not necessarily indicate that you have empathic abilities. Each episode will build upon the last. So as you watch, try to keep track of your responses. At the end of the qualities portion of the series, we'll be reviewing how many yes and no responses you've had. In this overall review, will help you to better understand how many attributes resonate with you, and it will help you to better understand if you have empathic abilities. So thank you very much. This has been episode 1, First Things First, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 2. Stay tuned for that. That will be released tomorrow at 10 a.m., and that is US Eastern Standard Time. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you in episode 2.